learned a long time ago that a little bit of slop in the throttle linkage can make it just about impossible to get a reliable idle, but the fix is easy. Between what comes in our kits and what's available at the local hobby shop, we have a lot of choices. These are the more common, but there's only one that I use on throttles. This barrel type linkage is probably number 2 on my list, but it can be shaken apart by the vibrations of a gas engine. C-bends have been around forever, they're very simple to make, but they have a lot more play than I want on my throttle linkage. Plastic clevises are also very old school, but they also have play and they're less durable than I want. Metal clevises can be difficult to install, and they do have play. If you're not real careful trying to pry open a metal clevis, you can bend the pin. Once you bend one of these pins, throw the clevis away because when you bend it back, chances are you're going to crack it loose from its welding or soldering. I favor ball links for years because they're very tough, they're easy to put in, and they have zero play. I always use a bolt and a nylon insert locking nut when I install a ball link, so it's pretty much impervious to vibration. When properly installed, a cone-shaped bushing makes sure that the body of the ball link stays up away from the arm or whatever it's controlling. That cone is just a little more insurance that the ball link will work freely. The bend in the threaded rod that makes up the linkage makes sure that I get a nice straight pull on the throttle arm without touching the side of the carburetor. And the length of the arms makes sure that I have more than enough throw. Another important thing is to use the travel adjustments in the radio to be sure that the servo isn't running up against a stop. And it's important to check this at wide open throttle and at idle. At this point, we just want to quiet the servo down. Later when we get the motor running, we're probably going to have to adjust at least the idle side of this a little bit. And finally, I can tell you that it isn't always easy to reach into these planes to set up the throttle linkage. On my QQ Yak, I found that removing the standoff over the linkage just opened up the whole area and made this very easy. If you take the time to build and set up this linkage right, your throttle servo and idle are going to be a lot easier to deal with.